Hey friends, today we are going to be making a homemade DIY Dreamcatcher. Let's go. Hey, once again, we are going to be making a homemade Dreamcatcher, one of my actual design. And this took me a little while to design it, so I hope y'all find this helpful and interesting. Let's get started by knowing what materials we need. We will need some wire pliers, hot glue gun, lots of ribbon. Just to give you an idea, we're going to need some thin ribbon, which this would help with the design. You will also need some rope to hang it up with, fabric to give it more volume, and then right over here I have some thick ribbon. That way we just have it a little more graceful at the bottom. You'll also need more ribbon to cover up that wire and to make it look pretty. And this wire is thick, but you can pretty much get it anywhere. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. You're going to need a circular object. You could use a water bottle, a cup. I use tape because that's what I had around at the time. Also, you will need some scissors and fabric to give it more volume. That way, if you don't have a lot of ribbon, which I didn't at the time, you can use that too. These are some helpful tips. 1. Pause the video if you need more time. 2. Make it your own. This is not my project, it's yours. And 3, don't be afraid to make mistakes, aka don't be perfect. You got this. Now, let's get started. First, you will need some wire, thick wire that I showed you, as the circular object, and as you can see, however big you have it is how much ribbon you're going to need. You're also going to need some wire pliers and scissors. Now, let's do the fun part. What you're going to do is you're going to stretch out this wire, and you're going to want quite a bit, just a little bit more than what you want your circle to be. So just going to do that, and then I'm just going to snip it right through. Yep, just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bend it into a nice circular object. That way we can wrap our ribbon and it can look like a dream catcher. And then as we wrap around it, I want to give y'all a heads up on something. In one of my next videos, I'm going to be making a cross dream catcher. That's right. It's going to be awesome, so just tune in for that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to twist it. So once you got your circle, you're going to twist the wire around each other and make sure there's no dents. And if they're all dents and you can't get it with your fingers because it might hurt your fingers, that's what the wire pliers are for. I have nimble little fingers, so it's easy for me to do. I do have to use the wire pliers sometimes, and that's why I recommended y'all to get them. So as we twist it, we want to make sure that the wire goes all the way around. It can't just be sticking out at some random place, because then it wouldn't look good. And then see, I got a little dent here, and now it's a circle. And then at this little piece, it's like sticking out, as you can see, right at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and it's like a circle, right? It matches. I know it's a little smaller, and that's okay. So with the the wire pliers, goodness gracious, I'm just going to kind of circle around it, make it tight to the wire itself. Yep, just like that. And now for the fun part, what we're going to do is we're going to take all ribbon, all thin ribbon, the one that you wanted to wrap around the frame, and we're going to take our hot glue gun. Oh my goodness, it is not charged. Okay, well, give me a couple of minutes and I'll be back. I'm back. Hi, and it's heated up now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just squirt a tiny dot, and then you're gonna wait 5 seconds. Mine isn't that hot because I had to let it warm up, so it's okay. But you're gonna take your ribbon, and you're going to wrap it around the wire itself. And as you do that, make sure that there's no bumps in the ribbon. What I mean is if it's sticking up, like if the ribbon's loose at one side, make sure it's tight all the way around. around. And I'm just gonna speed this up, but remember, pause the video if you need more time. I hope I wasn't too fast for you, but we're almost done. So what we're gonna do is we are now done, and we are going to take our hot glue gun. What we're gonna do is we're going to put a little dot of hot glue on the ribbon right here to make sure it stays tight as we keep going along. So yep, just like that. And we're about like one third of the way done. So that's pretty much when you want to. And we're just gonna keep going. Yay, we are done. Hopefully you pause the video if you need more time. But we are done. Woo, that was a lot of work. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep wrapping it along the wire just to make sure it's tight. And then if you have like any big pieces, as you can see, I got like a big, where the wire bent, it's kind of wide, but that's okay, so no worries. So we're gonna trim it right here, snip snip, and then we're gonna hot glue. Careful with the hot glue gun, I have burnt myself doing this before. Okay, and we're just gonna take it by the tip and wrap it around. Now since we have the foundation of it, we can start on the fun part, the ribbon. Now one thing before we start on the ribbon, I need you to know, make sure you have no bits in it. So let's get started on the ribbon. So you're going to take your thin ribbon, and what we're going to do is we are going to place some hot glue right here at the bottom. So wherever your worst spot is at your Dreamcatcher, that's where you're going to place the ribbon at, because it's going to be covered up by more pretty ribbon. And then you're just going to crease it, and you're going to pull it to the right. And then you're going to do that same movement again, but this time pulling the ribbon to the left. Now it's not a pattern, so please listen. And then what you're going to do is pull it to the right again. And it seems like a pattern, but trust me, it's not. I just want to let people know, because I was teaching a girl once and she was doing it wrong and she kept blaming it. Oh, it's not a pattern. Okay. So then you pull it to the left. Now you pull it to the right. And once again, just loop it. But this time, whenever you go, you're going to go very carefully, because if not, it can fall off. So, yeah, now we're done. So now you're just going to want to hot glue wherever the ribbons ended. And, yeah. Just going to do that real quick. Yeah. So you might be asking, you've done this before? Yes, I have. So it was my best friend's little sister's birthday. And I've always been a crafter. I've loved crafting for years. And that's what I did. I made her a Dreamcatcher. And if your ribbon falls off, do not worry about it. All you have to do is take your tweezers, and all you have to do is pull it. Oh. Okay, that just happened. What you're going to do is just pull it up and then slowly take out your tweezers. And don't worry if it flips like mine did. It's all part of the process. Tip, if you would like to quit to make sure the ribbon does not fall off, you can take your hot glue gun, which I'm going to grab it here in just a sec. Yep. And then you're going to go underneath the ribbon, like on the back side. You're going to hot glue. Now you want a tiny dot. Too big of a dot, it's visible. So what you don't want is it to be visible. And just like that. And then if you have any excess or extra glue, just wait 5 seconds and wipe it off. Now, sorry, this won't come off. Okay. Yep, just like that. Okay, now for the fun part. Now we get to add the ribbon to the bottom of the Dreamcatcher. It's tongue-tied for a second. Now we're just going to snip it, and what you want to do is make sure your ribbon is not too long. So what we're going to do is measure it, meaning you're going to fold it in half and make sure it's good. And then whatever you don't want, just cut it, of course. Okay, just gonna do this real quick. Okay, awesome. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to take our Dreamcatcher and we're gonna slide it through the ribbon itself. Now be very careful, because if not, you can damage the ribbon, or even worse, tear it off. Okay, once you got the ribbon onto the Dreamcatcher, you are going to tie it just once, not twice, just once, just to give it that pretty loop, just like that. And then you want to tie it tight to make the knot as small as possible. Just doing that. Sorry, I'm off screen. It's taking me a little longer. Okay, now you're going to do that a couple more times. And yeah, just so you have 3 nice long ribbons. Now I only have 2 right now, but I will add 3 in just a moment. So what you're going to do is take your white ribbon, and you are going to do the same thing, but this time going between the pink ribbon, kind of like mace, like one over the other. I'll show you in here just a sec. So we're going to snip it, snip. Okay, after you have it done, we are going to take and just slide it right through in between the ribbons, like I said earlier. And with this, it's kind of like a ninja. It literally reminds me of a ninja. Okay, anyways, just slip it through and tie it off. Yep, and I'm just going to do that 2 more times. And I did say earlier I was going to add another pink ribbon, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So what we're going to do is snip it, and as I said earlier, this does not have to be perfect. This is not my project, this is yours. So if it is not perfect, don't worry about it. It's all a part of the process. Plus, crafting is almost pretty much about not perfectness. I mean, we use glue and tape to make our stuff, so it does not have to be perfect. What we're doing now is we're going to snip off all the ends, make it very pretty, and while you're doing that, what you're going to want to do is watch out for any threads, and you can always take a lighter. I don't have to do that because this is like special ribbon, but you could take a lighter and light the ends. Now we are going to bunch up our we're gonna make that fabric to give it some more volume. So what you're gonna want to do is bunch up it and then cut it off. Wait, nope. Okay, yep, you're gonna want to cut it off. And then you're gonna cut off another strip and a couple of strips, because you will want at least, I think I added 4 pieces. I'm gonna add 4 pieces. And you're going to stretch it out and cut it in half. Yep, just like that. And then we're going to take it and we are going to insert it. Make sure, this is a big tip, make sure you insert it in the back. So if your wherever you want your Dreamcatcher's front to be, put your fabric in the back to get rid of any of those unwanted knots in the front. And then we're just going to, yep, there we go. Now we're going to do the same thing a couple of more times. And we're going to make sure that we place them in different spots. Okay? It's very important. And sometimes it's also easier to go at the top of the string than from the bottom. Now I am just going to go ahead and fast forward just to speed this up. Okay, all done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the extra ribbon or the fabric off of the Dreamcatcher. Just like this. You are going to turn it, or I'm going to turn it, that way you can see. But you can also grab it by the handful, that just to make it faster. And here we go. And you kind of want to brush through it with your fingers just to make sure you got all of that extra ribbon off of it. Now we're going to take our string and we are making where it can hang up at, right? The little loop. So what we're going to do is we are going to loop it over itself a couple of times to make the ribbon or the rope thick, very thick. And then we're going to snip it at the bottom. And then we're going to cut off any edge or any threads. And then what we're going to do is insert it through the middle of the Dreamcatcher, and then we are going, don't pull it too tight, right? We want to be very gentle with this. And then we're going to tie it twice up here. We're going to double knot it. Sometimes this takes a little while, which that's okay. Just be patient with it. And there we go. Then you're going to cut off that extra ribbon, unless if you want a little bow, which I have made some that have that bow on it, and was really pretty. And just like that. And let me just get this. And you want to make sure you cut it tight in the middle. Right. There we go. Here we go. We have just made our first, or maybe your first, Dreamcatcher. Well, subscribe, like my video, and see you next time.